So today I thought I'd just have a little look at the different needles that I have. So these two you'll probably be using if you were, say, doing a jumper. These are circular needles, so all of the stitches are going to go on there and go all around. That might be for a hat or something. And these are metal needles, so they're quite good, but they can be a little bit slippy. But they're really sturdy. Whereas these are bamboo ones, so these are Knit Pro, and they're quite nice because they've got that sort of fancy colours about them. And those are circulars as well, and you can get ones that detach. But what I really like to work with are these bamboo needles, and these are 6mm needles, and they're just really strong and they're really nice, and they're not too slippy. So these are 6mm and these are 4mm. I rarely use those because I don't really use really thick wool. So this Cartreff yarn that I was using the other day, this will be really nice for 4mm needles, or maybe 3.5, but then it gets tighter. The fabric of what you're knitting will get tighter. Has everyone had a lovely day today? It's been quite sunny out. It was a bit windy last week, so it's been quite nice here in the United Kingdom. Right, so I did knit up a couple of swatches. So this is just garter stitch, like what we did in the previous video, but I did it on these 6mm needles, which are, compared to the actual wool, you can see it's mahoosive. So that's been done with those. And also, ta-da! I have had this massive ball of wool for ages, and look at that. That's about the same thickness as that bit of wool. So I'll stick that over there. Oh god, it's so big. And I made this with the 6mm needles, and it actually says on this super soft chunky that you can use sort of 8 or 9mm needles. So these are all UK measurements, but that's quite tight for a garter stitch. But you can see with a smaller needle you're getting all these holes, and what you might like, if say you're making a hat that's trying to make you nice and warm, you don't really want a load of holes. But if you want to make something that's kind of, lacy or cobwebby or fancy, that's going to be really cool. So you might want to do this sort of thin wool on massive needles, or to get something a lot tighter, you might even use a 3mm needle, which is really, really tiny. But actually it's quite nice for, say, your sort of Shetland 2-ply, 4-ply wools. I do a lot of DK, and I think for a beginner, DK weight, let's look at that next to this. That's going to be really a bit too big. But yeah, 4mm. That's just nice. Yeah, so that's just a little discussion about sort of wool thickness versus wool versus needle sizes. So if you have any questions or comments, you can like and comment below, and subscribe if you want to find out more, or you can ask me some questions or any other things you want to have a little look at. Okay, see you next time.